sun and give thanks for today and for all creation. Wabanagi people.
You know, fighting in a ring is only 6 minutes for amateurs, 20 minutes for pros, for fighting a world title. 20 minutes of your life compared to years and years living on a reserve with a tough hardship is nothing. Getting hit in the face, you know the pain's going to be gone. The bruise is going to be healed. But pain from your heart, you can't take that away.
Today, Bridget Stevens is experiencing success in her life, including as an amateur boxer and trainer. But it hasn't always been that way.
Every time when I come home, I get butterflies. Every single time. There's not one time where I come home thinking, geez, now what am I going to see? Who am I going to be hurt to see that I never seen in for a couple years, and how hard I know their lives are, that things haven't changed for them. So I get so nervous and sick to my stomach, and I feel like I need a smudge or something every time when I leave, because I just see so many people in pain that I'm not prepared for that. I'm prepared to fight in the ring. I'm prepared to go for a war, but when you come home and you see your loved ones in hurt and there's absolutely nothing you could do, that's hard. That's the hardest part, coming home.
The trip back to Eskasoni gives Bridget time to reflect on the personal battles that she faced and some still face today. One of the positive influences in her life was her Aunt Susie.
My Aunt Susie, she's amazing. I love her with all my heart. Everything about her, the way she talks, how honest she is, how bold she could be too. She's really nice, but she could be really bold, just like how I am, which is what I really like about her. And I love her family and how family orientated she is, and that's who I always wanted to be.
Oh yeah, Bridget, if you cover Christmas time in outside, would you look at the big up? All people see all in Topney. Every old people sick. Get the big year, that Christmas angle is there. Take a cheese, nap cheese, name, they would check about 6. Halin Tovan, Ulani, and in a name.
Aka megidelam chitana melgignodi legiglo weskunk. Tantelia bogona masid now kidna madegala eke wudank. Molas no go tantele eka akaijida meduega madna skila uktinin.
I lost a very good friend of mine, and we did everything together. We danced, sang, and experimented drugs, experimented alcohol, everything all at the same time. When I moved away, 2-3 years later, she killed herself. Accidentally killed herself with overdose. Makes me think, could have this been me? I remember when I was about 16 to maybe 17 years old, and I was working at a convenience store, and I woke up and I looked down and I had peed the bed, and I took a lot of pills. I was trying to commit suicide, and because I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't handle life. I couldn't handle anything. And when you're just so depressed, you don't want to go to nobody. You don't want no help. You know, you just want to be there and just take your life away. You don't want to live. So when I took a look at the date, I was, I guess, in a coma or something. That's how long I slept. I slept more than 40 hours. I didn't wake up in my bed. And nobody didn't even know.
I mean, we have, fallen comrades too that didn't make it through. I'm standing there, Virgil's standing there, on the gravesite, burying this young fella, the causes of death, we won't dwell on it.
On my most toughest days, what I would do is I would take a knife and I would cut myself. And the time when the pain from my hand would eliminate the pain from my brain, from me being mean to myself and stuff. So it became a habit. It was my rest time because I didn't have no place to go. And when I do have a place to go, I didn't really want to talk to anybody because you know everybody here. It's such a small community. Everybody will know everything that you're going through. And that's the last thing that you want because you want to show yourself as being strong and not a weak person. There was a lot of things that I did upcome with my battle. My battle from poverty. I battled cutting, alcohol, drugs, gas sniffing. I was in rehab when I was 12 years old. That's a little baby. And the only way I knew I had a bad problem is when I was in school. I was sitting there, had my bottle of pop, sniffing it. And I didn't even realize. That's the battles that I came from. The day my life changed is the day when I met my husband.
I met Bridget actually, I was working in Eskasoni in her community. I was doing a job there, training some security personnel, and I was teaching a martial arts class. And Bridget just happened to show up for an exercise class.
I wanted to change my life. I wanted to change my surroundings. I wanted to change everything about myself, inside and out.
When I seen her, she was just coming shortly after quitting smoking, and she was still concerned about her fitness. She asked me if I would train her to become a fighter, and one of the issues I had, I said, well, you already quit smoking. I said, and if you're really serious about this, you can't do drugs and alcohol because I won't tolerate it. She stopped cold turkey, and went through a lot of withdrawals and went through a lot of tough times going through that. She eventually got involved in the kickboxing class and training, and told me how much she wanted to learn to fight. So I seen the spirit in her that she wanted to get involved. So I set a schedule up that I would train her and she could come in to train with my people.
And then now I was able to go out on my own and to be able to do the sport that I like. And it was kickboxing at first, but then my passion and the art for boxing was where my heart is.
And after a year, we became very close because we spent so much time together and going on seminars and training together that we eventually became a couple, which made life much easier for both of us. We moved to Halifax, and with her family's blessings, and we set up camp here in Bedford. Wow, look at all the flowers out here, Brian. So that she could trained with one of the very famous trainers here, a gentleman by the name of Tom McCluskey, who had trained many, many world champions over the years.
Tom McCluskey, he was the most toughest man around in Halifax, PEI. Tough in the heart, tough on the mind, tough trainer, tough everything. If anybody would mention Tom McCluskey, they would say, my God, that man, he was a tough man.
So with that in mind, we went and visited Tom, and he met Bridget, loved her, loved what she represented, and he took her on, and he trained her continuously.
She wants to get in the ring and put on a good show, and that's what she can shoot for that, because that's her goal. Left hook, yeah. Do the same on the other side.
When she had her first fight in Sydney, there was 300 of her family members that came to see the fight card. And the pride that they had just to see from where she came from to coming back to the community and making her debut there.
I just love it. I love every single thing about it. I love the hard work. I love feeling dizzy and knowing I have to keep on working and not quit. That's what I like about boxing.
I see you looking really good, right? I want right hand, hook, right hand, all day.
It was a big event, and when she won the fight, the old man was crying, Tom was crying, and he said, you know, Jimmy, he said, this was the biggest fight of my life. I would think that that's really what's helped her, the mentoring and us giving her something to keep her distracted from self-destruction, right? And in the early years, she was in a self-destruction mode, and because everything is weighing down on you when you're depressed and you have these depressive chemicals in your mind and in your body, you know, when you're dyslexic and you have a depression on that's in your body. It's very, very difficult for you to achieve because you got this dark shadows over here telling you you're no good and you can't do this, you know, you can't do that, and you can't achieve, you're nothing, you're worthless, you're all these things happen at the same time, and then her wanting something different, you know, wanting to get out, and she found an avenue. She found an avenue first through me.
She's a person that's trying to get through life the best way she knows how, and she wants to do this, and it won't be the first time that some girl went into sports of some kind and came out with a good reputation or came out with a good outlook ahead of herself, and she's respected. That's good. That's better than going around the street drunk or using dope or something like that there.
All her sparring partners are men, usually bigger than her. Yeah, so she's had her jaw fractured, she's had her nose busted, and I don't like it, but she loves it, so I have to go with the flow. But you know, I don't like to see that happening to her, but she enjoys it, and it doesn't bother her one bit. She's a warrior, Samaganist, a warrior. Yeah.
You know, I can't say enough great things about Bridget. The level of athleticism, her commitment to her craft, her, you know, whole personal personification, who she is, what she represents spiritually, mentally, physically. I've never met anybody like her, to be honest. And she inspires everybody. She inspires me. She inspires all the kids that are here and adults alike that are training, because she really sets the bar very high. So, you know, I could write a book on what I think of Bridget, really. It's just, it's amazing. She's an incredible character. Yeah. We're fortunate to have her here with us.
Native traditions help me really a lot. The people around me are so positive. Positive heart means positive mindset, and that's what you need in a battle. That's what we were brought up and taught, that if your heart and if your mind are clean, then you'll be a wicked warrior. I do my sweat lodging, I do my smudges, and I prepare my heart and mind to be nice and clean when I go out for a war. And it works.
She will not quit. Her feet will be... She went for a run one day, and the whole bottom of her feet were all blisters because the shoes that she had weren't the proper shoes. She had blisters that size on the bottom of her feet, and she won't stop. I told her, you should have stopped, went in somebody's house, called, I had to come and get you. No, she'll go right through pain. She will not stop. She's got to, when she puts her mind to finishing something, she's got to finish.
Oh, I love running. Running is the most time when I run, it's my meditation time. I just go and I run because you're just so free. I just let myself go and I run really hard. So I went on a marathon and I did really well. I came in third place, and it was amazing because I didn't train for it. I didn't do nothing as everybody else did. So that's my next goal, is to become a really good runner, because I know I can be one.
Just her strength in her personal life and her determination to achieve. She taught herself to read. She's dyslexic. She sees everything upside down. She can only read information on certain color paper. And most of the books were the color that she has trouble seeing the words on. And in a year, she read over 100 books. We've got 3 big garbage bag fulls of books that she's read now. You know, it's amazing. So she's thirsty to go back to school now, go back to college, because now she's made that adjustment and she knows how to apply herself, because through determination, just determination and staying on it.
Til way up Nina Burge to Kiswich about Lucy do Ebit. I'm not over the Ebit now. Kind of Ebit now.
She's one of the successful stories, you know, coming out of a hardship, troubled life teen, you know, young, growing up to be a beautiful young woman, you know, and with her career and with her expertise on the, you know, it makes us proud to see her, you know, do what she does.
My hopes and dreams is to become Incan, because Incan brought hope into my life. My job is to get hope for other people, because what he did for us is what I want to do for others.
I know Bridget, if I asked Bridget to train anybody, she would do no questions about it. You know, a lot of, even other sports athletes, you know, players, hockey players, you know, basketball, you know, they're willing to do it for no, nothing at all, for the pride of teaching our young to go beyond what they couldn't achieve, we couldn't achieve. Huh?
Young children that are coming in that are having a little bit of trouble, not really bad problems, but a little bit of trouble. She'll extend a hand and teach them for free. You know, she's very, very generous in that manner with her time. She volunteers her time every day for people like that, every day.
Bridget has already begun fulfilling her hopes and dreams. One example is her sharing vision and hope to a group of troubled Inuit youth at a conference.
I would just love to tell you guys, in order for us to stop violence, let's stop the violence from ourselves by not hurting our bodies with substance abuses. I hope you guys just take this home and just please think about the gas sniffing, the drinking, and go to school. It's very important. And thank you. When I was a little girl, The biggest problem that I had was that I never wanted anybody to help me. I never wanted to ask for help, reach for help. But the day that I learned and I opened my arms and I let all the other people into my heart and let them help me was the day my life changed. My heart grew, my mind grew. My life changed all into positiveness because I let other people into my heart. And if I only did that as a little girl, my life would have been totally different. Would have been all the best.